Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good
And good
morning,
morning.
everyone.
Thank you for coming. Since everybody is here, shall we get started?
Yes,
Yes,
of
of
course.
course.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
First of all, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Mr. Muslim, who has joined us today. Mr. Muslim, please introduce a little bit about yourself, and also for all of us, please introduce ourselves to Mr. Muslim.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. I am Muslim Ahmad. I am officer from Social Welfare Department. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Muslim. I am Salsabila. Nice to meet you. Welcome to our company.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Zati. Welcome to our company, Mr. Muslim.
Thank you.
Okay, as you guys know, I'm here as a chairperson for today's meeting. My name is Shafifi, and all of you can call me Shafifi.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Nobrah Maisin. I am a director of the Fimbs Berhad. Nice to meet you guys, especially for Mr. Muslim.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all for our introduction. Please be informed that Miss Atika is not attending this meeting due to an urgent matter, and I have received an apologize from Miss Aina and Mr. Zulkarnain, who are on emergency leave today. So first of all, we are here today to discuss about how company can support people with disabilities so they can actively participate in the national workforce. So without wasting any time, let us go through the minutes of the previous meeting. Do you have any amendment to make?
Sorry if I may, Ms. Shafifi. Actually, there is an error in spelling of Mr. Amir's name. It is supposed to be Amir, not Amin.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Sasabila. So, secretary, please take a note about this.
Okay, I will make sure to take note for this.
Are there any amendment else to make?
Yes, Miss Shafifi, can I say something here?
Yes, sure, Miss Maria.
I think there is a slight error at the amount of donation. It's supposed to be 5,000 ringgit, not 500 ringgit.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Miss Maria, for your correction. I think that's all right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's all.
Okay, if there are
Yes,
no amendments, let's move on to our purpose. So before start, moving on, I would like to ask, can someone propose that the minutes of the last meeting be accepted?
I propose that the meeting of the last meeting be accepted.
All right. Before we carry on with our next agenda, are there others matter that anyone would like to ask about?
Yes, I want to ask about our project house construction near to Taman Jaya. Is everything going well?
Okay, for the project, progress of the house project is going well, and it's about 90% to finish. Thank you.
All right. Are we clear now? Would you like to add anything, anyone?
Yes, it's much clear now. Thank you. I think there is nothing to add anymore. Our secretary will take a note of that.
Okay, thank you, Miss Izati and Mr. Muslim. If there is nothing else to add, let us carry on to our main agenda for today, which is how we can support the people with disabilities so that they can actively participate in the national workforce. I have received many suggestions from all of you to strive toward our goals. So, could anyone introduce the suggestion that you have provided? Or for the starting, I would like to give the floor to Miss Salsabila.
Yes, of course, Mr. Fifi. Let me start first with my suggestion. As we know, people with disabilities are often underapplied, but they might have the skills and competencies that other companies out there wants from the employee. So it is important to consider how we can support them. And in my point of view, when it comes to support people with disabilities, the most essential aspect is the company should reasonably accommodate the needs of the disabilities employee. Um, so that they can to perform their work better at the workplace.
May I interject, Miss Sabila? I'm
Yes.
sorry that I don't quite follow you. Can you brief us more about what do you mean by the reasonably accommodate? And can you give me us example of the accommodation which is support the disabilities?
Yes, of course, Mr. Muslim, thank you. Among of the reasonable accommodation measures that may include by making our workplace more accessible. For example, the removal of physical barriers and acquired live with special numbering for blind people and so on.
Thank you.
Miss Baria, do you have any other suggestion?
Yes, sure, Miss Shafifi. Okay, from my own perspective, I believe that if our company hire the disability workers, it will create the diversity and in our workplace. It is because workers without disabilities and workers with disabilities will get the benefits equally at the workplace. As a workers without disabilities, I'm sure we will create a good atmosphere that is more inclusive and accessible to everyone. Furthermore, they also might consider to thinking something that never existed before, such as the accessibility challenges faced by people with disabilities. This will make the workers become more creative and smart. Also, employers with disabilities can teach their co-workers about creativity and other ways to solve problems or accomplish different things that have been practiced before suitable with themselves. That's all for me.
Wow, sounds very great. I agree with your opinion, Ms. Maria. Providing employment opportunities to people with disabilities is very helpful in improving their quality of life, right? I want to add here, companies can also provide specialized platform to improve the quality of work of people. For example, providing training to improve the quality of work in the workplace. This is important to improve their work skills and competencies. The company also will play an important role in setting up this institution, including in terms of funds and so on. I believe the opportunities for these people with needs can build brighter career opportunities and build a better future for them.
Okay then, Mr. Muslim, could you please start giving your suggestion?
Okay, thank you, Miss Shafifi. For me, I consider that we could have to make a disabilities awareness training to all staff in this company, and this training actually to aim on how to be confident, encouraging, and supporting of employees with disabilities, and so enable them to be a successful and valued member of the workplace.
I'm sorry for interrupt, Mr. Muslim. I'm afraid I'm not quite clear with your suggestion. And if you don't mind, could you explain more to us, please?
Thank you, Mr. Sabila. Perhaps I should make that clear by saying that In this training, we will give consultant tools and tips for creating a diverse workplace. And some of the activities in this training, we will focus on how to interact people with disabilities, the use of language towards disabilities worker, and understand what the accommodation is and how it applies in the workplace.
Okay, then for me, I think all the suggestion that has been given by all of you is interesting to me.
Yes, Miss Shafifi, I'm totally agree with you. And all of the suggestions are good. But in my opinion, I think Mr. Muslim idea is the best one.
Yes, I also have the same opinion with Mr. Sabila. Would you mind presenting more about your idea and what kind of action will you take in future?
Okay, thank you, Miss Baria. So to make it clear, this training we will make it about 2 days. For the first part of the day, we will getting to know to know the participants, and we will discuss what will take place during the workshop, and we will provide participant with some ground rules for being respectful and using appropriate language, as well as how to be practical when we discussing a disability. Also, several lists of inappropriate terms and more about appropriate language will be provided. So lastly, to wrap up the training course, we will explore on how to use the accommodation and job shadowing to create a truly accessible workplace. That's all from me.
Exactly. I also have the same view. What does everyone think?
Yes, I agree very much with you.
I also agree with Mr. Muslim point.
Yes, me too. For me, it is a very good idea.
All right. Then since all of us has been agreed to Mr. Muslim's suggestion, so I would like to ask Mr. Muslim and the team to look into this picture and report to us in the next meeting. Is there any other business?
Yes,
There's
Mr.
no for me.
Vicky. I would like to ask about business our operating in this current situation. Are we still going to operate as usual, or we have to minimize our working hours?
All right. That's a good question, Miss Izati. I have received a memo about the operating hour that has been made, and it seems like we are still allowed to operate as usual, but there is a time limit. It's okay. I inform you if there is a change made. Okay. Okay then. It looks like we have covered all the main items on the agenda. I think that's all for today. If no one has anything else to add, then I think we will wrap this up. Is there anything to else to add?
No.
No, no,
No,
There's
not
no
there's
for
for
no.
me.
me.
All right. But before that, let me summarize that what we have already talked today. Any effort that we can do, like Mr. Muslim said, we can provide an awareness training toward disabilities employee. And also, Mr. Muslim said that this training is actually to aim on how to be confident, encouraging, and supporting of employees with disabilities, and so enable them to be successful and valued member of the workforce. So all of us are unanimous with her suggestion. Right?
Yes, Miss Shafifi.
Yes, of course.
Okay, that's all that I can summarize for our today meeting. So our next meeting will be on next 2 week on Monday. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So assalamualaikum. Till we meet again in the next meeting. I declare the meeting closed. Thank you,
Waalaikumsalam.
everyone.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much,
Waalaikumsalam.
everyone.
Thank you
See you in the
everyone.
next
Very
meeting.
nice
Thank
meeting.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.